Alright, I do need to find out if anybody can hear me. Hold on. Microphone. Alright, that's working. If there happens to be anybody watching, let me know if you can hear me, if you can't hear me. I was told that I needed to be recording when I got back on, and so I am going to be streaming because I figured, why not just let everybody see what's happened. So something has happened at my base. I don't know what it is. Let's find out. I can hear you. You'll have to do with my crappy singing. Sorry. Here we go. On to the crafting of what? Oh no, this is not good. Let's try this again. Aww. Alright, 1 second. Back to the soon. Let me get this figured out. Of course, the game didn't want to work when people were watching. So I gotta make up a song, ripping off someone else's music. Good thing not enough people will watch to get a copyright strike. Yeah. Alright, and back to that, and to click. And here we go. Let's, this time I'm going to try to get on first. Rather than... Okay. Now, I've not looked at the screen. So we can all see this at the same time. Darkness. One moment. Technical difficulties again. What the heck? Yes, it is going to be on my next album. I don't know how to run Twitch or OBS. What happened here? This is a lot of lightning rods. What did I do? I can't even... Boingy, 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 boingy. Haha, look at that. I can jump on the top of them. Boingy, boingy. This is, I don't quite know what to think about this. I appreciate the effort. This would have taken forever, but is there some deep significance to having a bunch of stiff metal rods in my base? Leave it alone. Or is there something more, like, what am I... Hey, Rock, how's it going? I gotta tell you, I am afraid of lightning, especially indoors. But I, um, it's a threat. Oh, I should tell people I'm uh, what am I being threatened with? Mm, copper, copper, cop, uh, I don't get it. I, I legitimately don't understand what I'm being threatened with. I'm gonna need some clarification so that I don't do whatever it is I've done. I apologize for that. I need to know. Play more or be tortured. Okay. I have been playing as much as I can, and I will do better. I will do better. I am going to try to do better. I'll try to try, which would make Yoda very angry. Tormir says hello to the stream, and I will try. But I do want to show what I've been working on. I've actually been for a colorblind person, I've been doing my best to come up with some actual transition gradients and whatnot. Let's go back to this, and I'm gonna leave this for now because as I tend to leave everything that gets. But is there more? Oh, okay. Um, on the road again. I'm gonna follow the copper road again. Ow. Whee! God, I'm bad at this. Whoop. Okay, I'm just gonna walk next to him. Nobody needs to see my crappy parkour skills. Okay. Do these go somewhere specific, or are they gonna go to like a picture of me dying? Oh, this is one of the things that I did. As long as we're here. So this was just solid tough with a couple other little. But God, my pockets are terrible. Get rid of that. That's so I can point. Okay. And so I decided, why not do different blocks? It's amazing. So it's kind of dark down here, and then it gets a little brighter, and it goes up to that. Hopefully that doesn't look terrible. Okay, there's. Whoop. 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 Haha! I did it. I'm the greatest. All right, are there more? Am I? I'm scared. Okay, I don't see any more for now. I think I'm safe for now. Okay. What else have I been doing? So then, as I talked about before, this part was going to be the agora or the marketplace, and there's a giant E. And now that I've got you on here, sir, I only know one person whose name starts with an E, and a big one at that. Might E Rock be responsible for this E by any chance? Because if not, I completely at a loss as to who put that there. Oh, there's more. This copper army has come to destroy me. Sorry, I will find a use for these unless you decide you want them back. I don't know what I'm gonna use them for yet, but I use everything that ends up here. I got to do something with the giant E too. All right. And so in the middle of this, while we're waiting for Iraq to confess the fact that he put giant E up there, I have made the shops that go. What was your deal, dude? Are you sad? I mean, you are locked in a tiny box, but at least you've got some books to read. You can't reach them, but you know they're there. It's made out of diorite, which I suppose is a rock. So anyway, these are the little shops. So the agora in ancient Greek cities was the shop. That's literally what it means. And so I have tried to make some little shops for these dudes to kind of look like they're doing things. I don't know what he keeps trying to compost. He doesn't have anything. You know what? I don't know. So I've got the shops here, and they're kind of decorated. I tried a little bit. I'll probably do more. I did more on the other side. Let's go over here. Okay, here we go. Ah, see, now this guy, he's got a sword sitting out here all irresponsibly. The Rock of Ease. Is this like like a metaphorical rock, or is it no? All right, have fun with work. What? I know I'm completely thrown off by the work thing. What do I need to do? So I don't know why he's got this knife just irresponsibly sitting out here, but he can buy stuff, and I got some stuff on the walls, and this is really not the more entertaining thing I've been working on. Over here is the more entertaining thing, and even though I just cleaned my pockets to be a little less ridiculous, let me come over here. So first, as people may know, I'm trying to kind of build the siege of Troy from the Iliad, and the giant E really ties it all together, I think. First, I've been working on the city. and it is the way that I do this is in like little pieces. I'm like, okay, I'm going to, let's say work on this little section over here, and I'm going to build this. Right, and I'm like, okay, I'll put a little something up there, and I'm like, okay, that's great. Oh, I need to come over here and build this part, and okay, I got some stuff, and then I'll get really detailed on this thingy, and then, whoa, look over here, there's a squirrel, and the squirrel needs this, and we probably, and then we're gonna go over here to this other squirrel, and I just bounce back and forth between things, and nothing really, like, I end up coming back to each individual project. Why am I doing this by hand? I have 2 shovels with me. Come along, Mumbo. You're going to help me do this faster. All right. And tear it down. And that's actually pretty representative of what I do half the time anyway. I'll build something and I'm like, no, this is terrible. And then I'll start it again. But so I've got the wall. I've got some buildings in there, as we've seen. I've got some new buildings down there that I'll show real quick. The amazing horse that I had no responsibility for. I wish I did, but I don't. But then, so the basic idea is this is Troy, and the Achaeans, the Greeks, are going to be, um, invading. But they got to come from somewhere. And so right now, pay no attention to the massive amount of beacons that I have going on either. Um, Currently, I have a massive invasion fleet of 3 ships. One of them's relatively large, and I did my best to make sort of a Greek. I would like to say trireme, but it's actually like a unireme. It's only got 1 level of oarsman, but it's the best I could do. So I've got one big one, and then I've got what is definitely a much smaller ship that I've been working to texture a little more. And it's got, it's being worked on. The mast is down, and we've got the sail over here all furled up. And then I've got this little tugboat thing that same thing, sails down, but the mast is still up. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that didn't even come close to working. There is a way. I just have to find it. Okay, here we go. I've made it onto here. So, yeah, I've been trying to texture this a little more. I put a little change of sides. I don't know why I opened that. I'm going to do more here, but I'm trying to make these look more detailed. But unfortunately, an Achaean invasion fleet is going to need way more than 3 ships. So this is going to be the entire beach. And what's going on here is that this one is still pulling in, but these ones have been pulled up. They've been set up on stilts, and the ships are ready to launch. So you can see that they're okay, not without a mast, but they do have oars. They're right next to the edge of the water. I'm going to change that over to sand so it looks a little better. But they can just be shoved back in there, and then people can take off in their ships and be safe. This one is still pulling in, but with the in the Iliad, the Achaeans was pulled their ships up right up onto the bit of sand, and then they use that kind of as their base for base of operations for the fight. Also got this amazing ham cooking here that was made by Click and Quest, and I'm very entertained by it. It's a little cartoonishly large, but I'm okay with that because, they're fighting a war. They probably got big appetites and whatnot. This fairly sparse tent here that I need to make a little bit better. But the thing I'm more proud of right now that I've been working on... And first try, safe. I need to eat something. Is this gate. So this is going to be the Scaean Gate. So this is the main gate of the city of Troy, right? This is the gate that all the action in the Iliad takes place around. The people who, the 2 armies, there would have been a lot more distance between them here. But the Scaean Gate is like the main gate into the city. And so what we're going to have here is this gate. And this is what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to... when I did this, I had just a basic, wall, and then I started throwing these in, and then now I'm going to try to texture this more and, have better gradients. But this, I decided, let's go straight off the bat and try to actually have some kind of gradient and texture. So, started with the cobbled deep slate, or the brick deep slate stairs, up to the cobbled deep slate tuff, some cracked stone up to andesite, and then up to the top there. and I'm really curious how this is looking to anybody who's not colorblind, which is not me. This is not going to be open. It's kind of a problem. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this yet because the gate would not be open. The whole point of having a gate was to keep it shut so that we can. I got to stop spazzing out. I'm going to give somebody motion sickness. So that it would be closed so that the kids can't just I'm just gonna march up and through here and and attack with my shovel apparently. Ha! Take that, bush. But it's hard to tell that it's a gate when it's doesn't have elements of openness. Otherwise, it just looks like more wall, fancier wall, mind you, but more wall. So I need to figure out how to do this so that it's clearly a gate, but it's clearly a gate that's shut. And so if anybody has any ideas on that, I am open to any suggestions. And yes, I did put another beacon around here. Some people changed my beacons to double jump, and now that's all I can do is just bounce around going wee. In fact, I recall a distinct time when a certain other player came over and weed all over my base, bouncing, yelling wee 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 the whole time. So anyway, this is going to be the gate, and then the wall will connect to it. And I might have to bring the wall up a little bit higher to make it proportionate, or I might just leave this. This land is going to have to extend out here a little more, which means I'm going to have to move the river a bit. And technically, this river should not be going through the city. It should be going around out there because there should be enough land space to be able to take a land trip around a land trip to be able to walk around the whole city. And that's in the Iliad. There's some parts that happen that make that apparent, but there's no real layout that's described of the city. So did the River Scamander, which is what this is, did it go through the city? Did it not? It's implied that it didn't, so I need to fix that. Got my fancy Temple of Athena. But let's go see the other couple things that I've been working on. I might have shown some of this. At one point, I tried to make some stables, and they turned out to be a McDonald's, and so I pulled that back and turned them into stables. Here, I've textured this more, so this is kind of like one of the rich people house things, like a villa, I guess. And these walls were pretty plain before, and I tried to texture them a bit. I'm not real great at that, but I'm trying to get better. And then we've got the the fancy big house here, and you'll see on the inside. Hold on to your butts. There's nothing in this one, but if we turn around, you're gonna see this is absolutely amazing. There's nothing in this one either. It's just lights and nothing else. So if we come up here, though, you'd be amazed to find out that there's still nothing. This is supposed to approximate the flag of Troy. At that time, as best we can tell, it was kind of a sun with rays coming out of it. So I was like, all right, well, kind of looks like that, I guess. We come up to the very top, and oh my god, there's still nothing. Here's another rendition of the sign. But there is a patio, which means I can stand here and survey things and be like, look at me, I'm Mumbo. I can't stop moving. Herpaderpaderpaderp. Speaking of Mumbo, we're going to have to go look at something. I'm fidgeting around. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's see. Okay. So that's what I've done over here. And let me get back out of here. Doink. And I moved the chicken farm into here because I was tired of these chickens being out here just squawking all the time. I made a terrible mistake, by the way, by putting the villagers right above my storage base, or my storage section, which you probably noticed does not look the same as it did before. And if you didn't notice that, I don't blame you because people aren't exactly highly focused on my storage system. But I had to move it because I built these two automated storage systems, right? And one was supposed to be able to sort things that were in by category, and the other one was just a regular old impulse style storage system. But you see, the one that I made to store things by category was the slowest storage system ever devised by man. I was quite proud of it, the fact that it worked. It would click through each individual item, but it took forever. You'd put in like 2 stacks of items, and somewhere around Ragnarok, the stupid thing would actually be done sorting. And so I just got rid of it because I realized I wasn't even using it. I was just manually sorting. And so I was done with it. So here is my McDonald's. I mean my horse base. This is horse base. Yes, horses live in bases, right? Don't they? We've got a human base, we've got the horse base, we've got a pig base, we've got a cow base, and no. So this is the stable. The stable, I believe, is the term for a horse base, right? Where horses live, where horses enjoy horsing. Horses do horse things. But anyway, I only had the outside of this before, so now we have the inside. I'll open the gate and go through like a civilized human being. And we've got, they got their little water thingy and this, whatever a horse needs to store. I don't know. What do horses store? Do they like keep their? I apologize, horse. I did not mean to offend you by asking what you could possibly have to store, but as you can see, there's nothing in there. But let's see, who's this? What is that? Ah! Why am I inside the horse? So this is Horse Dempsey. He's got a name. This one is Toast, because that's what my oldest daughter wanted to name it. This one is Horse, because I'm very creative. This one is Horsey McHorseface, because I'm even more creative. This one doesn't have a name yet. He needs a name. No name. Donkey! That's right, he's a donkey. He just screams at people. Hello? Yep. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to talk to me either. All right. And Snorse, if anybody knows what a Snorse is, it's the Owl House Snorse, the snake horse, not that. You know what? Never mind. And Toast we already looked at. So whoop, go back. So this is their barn, their stable. These horses were all sick, but now their condition is listed as being stable. Thank you. I'll be here all week. So yeah, that was stupid. Yeah, and I textured the wall here a little bit, made it a little better. And then I figured, you need a barracks. You need some place for people to actually live. The soldiers. And so I built this. And then I went back and I figured out that Mushroom Stem does a pretty good job of texturing with this. And then I actually saw that, you could even do like a dark base with it. And I might do that too. But we are going to have the Grand Army of the Trojan Society, consisting of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 soldiers. That should work, right? There's only 1,000 ships that by legend launched to Troy. That's why they call Helen the face that launched, or say Helen had the face that launched 1,000 ships. And we've got, what did I say, 11 soldiers to protect Troy. We should be fine. Should totally fine. No problem with that whatsoever. Got some more horses over here. I don't know what to do with, so they're going to stay there for now. And then this building, I went back and decorated it a little, or kind of textured it stuff a little more. So I used this basalt, and then down here is actually cobbled deep slate to give it a kind of a darker sense going all the way up. And then it did the same, similar across the back to try to give it a little pattern, make it a little more broken up and a little less boring. And yeah, same thing on this side. And the inside, once again, as you can imagine, has nothing. Except for these amazing frog lights. So I'm going to have to do something with that eventually. Or not. I mean, I don't know. It's my city. I can do whatever I want. I do what I want. I am going to find a way to keep that E, though. And in case you're wondering, an Enderman stole my floor. I'm not happy about this. I don't really know what to do about that other than just quit complaining and put another block in there. But I refuse. I want to hunt down the Enderman and get it back. Here's where my chickens have gone. Whee! So if anybody needs to steal any eggs, have at. And the other side still has the bamboo farm. Okay, not important. This is pretty much all the updates that I've had here, but I do want to go check on my shop real quick. We're going to check and see if I've sold anything. Probably not, because Polites is the worst shopkeeper ever. And then, after that, we're going to take a quick jump over to the Hupster Village to see the work of art that is another player's well. So they asked way back at the beginning of all this, we all built our super starter shacks. This is not a good angle. I don't know why I would do that. Houston, come in. We are a little too high. No, we're not in space yet. I think we're just in the sky. This is your captain speaking. We're currently cruising at about 2 miles an hour. Somehow we are at 1,500 and some odd blocks, but we are losing altitude. It's a good time to let you know that I'm not a qualified pilot, and we're probably going down. No, hopefully that is... I flew too close to that stupid thing the other day, and the Elder Guardian was like, kaboom, you've got mining fatigue. Ha 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 ha. And I needed a new pair of pants. My god, that was terrifying. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're gonna check and see if... No, the box is still here. And this box, I realize it's expensive, and that was actually on accident because I was just putting it in a yellow box without thinking about it. At least what I think is a yellow box. I was just putting it in there without thinking about it. And then the next thing I know, I slept in here. I'm like, oh my god, I've got them at 3 stacks. So I ended up renaming this with a top-notch Futurama reference. And I think that alone is worth the 3 diamond blocks. It really is. So, okay, Polites. Have you sold anything? No. Well, if anybody was interested, I have restocked. Okay. Let's go see this mumbo work of art. I apologize, my watch keeps dinging. I don't know if anybody can hear that, but it's dinging, and I think it's because I have... Ooh, Amazon. There's a package, and it's probably not for me. Okay, we're going to go through this. And my wife's also in the next room playing The Witcher 3. She's not streaming or anything, but she's playing it. So if you happen to hear any exceedingly loud profanity come through, I believe my mic is pretty directional. I think it's pretty well set up because I also record music, and this is a directional condenser mic with a fairly linear pattern. It's a mild cardioid, but predominantly linear. And so it tends to not pick up anything on the other side of it. But if that happens, just let's keep that between you and me. All right, let's just pretend we didn't hear anything. So no, I'm kidding. I don't expect anything. Let's check our. I've been playing this game for 5,000 years and I still don't hit the right buttons. Okay, let's go over here and check the mail real quick. Bum, 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 bum. Do I have any mail? The light's on. That means that I've got mail. I have... You're more clutch than a water bucket. Strangely, that may be the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. You're so cool, powdered snow has no effect on you. I've been accused of many things in my life, but being cool has never been one of them. But, yeah, I'll go with it anyway. I'm going to accept it. I left some notes in some people's mailboxes a little while ago, and so far no one has... First off, I'm sure somebody knows it came from me, but no one has responded with what is the only appropriate response. So if anyone got a note, a random note with 2 words in your mailbox, it was me, and it's the first half of a secret passcode. If you know the second half, you get the prize. And you have to know that I'm a giant dork to know what the second half is going to be. This place has kind of been building up here. This is still amazing. And this, what is this? I should know. I'm pretty sure it's like a stage, right? Or is it for performances or? Oh yeah, here it is. Stage. Oh, Tal the Bard, Shakespeare, going to be performing. Let's do this. Turn around towards the people, and we will perform Shakespeare. Oh, sorry, nobody wants that. Yes. To our huge audience, we say tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day till the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thank you, thank you. All right, well, that was weird. Okay, that's not what I came here for. I just got distracted because I have the attention span of a sock puppet. So I noticed, somebody noticed, it might not have been me, but somebody noticed that this well over here that someone built way back at the beginning of the season, they said, hey, can I build a well behind your house? And I was like, sure, go for it, whatever. This is my little starter shack, and it's like plenty of room. And I came by here the other day, and I noticed that this thing bore a striking resemblance to a certain hermit. And so maybe somebody needed to complete the. Excuse you. Okay, fine. We're going to do this in the rain. The rain never bothered me anyway. How many copyright strikes can I get? Yeah, I thought it bore a strong resemblance to a certain mustachioed man, and someone may have filled out the look here and put a little sign to tell us where to go. This actually is a better viewing, but the smoke coming out of the I'm assuming this is smoke. Just made it look a little better. So this is cracking me up. I'm easily entertained, like stupidly easily entertained. But this, I laughed way too long at this when I saw that it had been turned into Mumbo. Mumbo. His name is Mumbo Jumbo. Anyway, still have my flag back there, and I'll show you the amazingness of my starter shack. Bam! Yeah, I fixed the flag so that it's going the right way, because otherwise, if I hadn't put up a second layer of the flag, on the outside it's Ireland, and on the inside it's the Ivory Coast. So, had to fix that. Oh. Okay. Now, shall we away then? I need to eat. Okay. Back to the base. Whee! I wish I had the Voxy mod on this. I've got it on my computer upstairs, but I'm actually playing from a laptop right now. And, yeah, I don't. Because it's not compatible with Mac. And yes, it's a Mac iPad. I know, blasphemy. But, you know, it works. It does a good job. Boingy, boingy, boingy. So the quickest way back to my house is to go through the shopping district. Boingy, boingy, boing. Boing, boingy, boingy. Now it's time to fly. Boing, boingy, boingy. Okay. And if Urok is actually paying attention, he's probably going to be upset, because he did teach me how to make this in one rocket, yet I just used two. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. No, but I do tend to waste rockets. So you can see we've got this little patch of sand and some clouds and whatnot. Come on, let's go. I don't want to take forever to get back. People are going to get bored. They're going to start getting off. They're going to be like, oh, I don't want to watch this guy. He's doing flying, not even making any noise, not making stupid voice. That's not what you guys sound like, but I imagine every one of you has the most amazing voice possible. Those were other people. Other people I was making the voice of, not you. Not anybody's actually watching. You guys are amazing. Ah, the horse's butt that I get to see every time I come home. And it's better than the horse's butt I see when I look in the mirror, I suppose. So, now to figure out how to make this thing look closed. Okay, did I finish off this? I wanted 2 layers of that. And I'm going to connect the front half of the wall to that part and the back half of the wall to this part, which I definitely messed up the first time I did this. And I connected the back to the front on this side, and that was stupid. But I don't know how to make this thing look closed and yet open. To be a gate, but not be a gate. I mean, to be a gate, but not be an open gate. You know what I mean? And something that can't be easily broken, because right now, oh, it's raining. I'm not going to be able to demonstrate this. Well, let's find out. There's a little thing called, yeah, it's not going to work because I was standing in the rain. Little thing called fire that could easily take out the wooden part of this. And despite what some people may think, historically, the Greeks did in fact have rather commanding control of fire. And so they would have just burnt this to the ground and sauntered on in and had breakfast. So I need something else. If we had copper bars, I would use copper bars behind this, because that would actually be much more period appropriate. The copper looks more like bronze, and it would Bronze Age is when the Iliad is supposed to be set, although it probably wasn't written until much later. But I just don't know about the iron bars behind it. That would look weird. Another gate. Why would you have 2 gates? I don't know. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man standing back here, guarding the way. This is not going to be here, by the way. This whole thing is going to come down. I don't know if I have enough space in my inventory, but let's. My pockets might be too full. Let's just get a little look at what that's going to look like when part of this is down, so you can see all the way in. So this will be this ground here, the tough shenanigans I got going on here. That will extend all the way to the back of the gate, so that or to this side of the gate. I mean, so that it's not just this stupid strip of grass, right? But if I were to get rid of some of this, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So this will be connected on both sides. And then... No! My pockets are full! Put you down. Put you in. Please don't make fun of what's in my pockets, because it looks not really organized. In you go. In you go. In you go. And pick you up. And pick you up. I'm only going to pick you up. Anyway, I apologize for that. Right, it's daytime. So, now I come over here, and this will give a little better idea. So, you see that the gate is open, right? Currently. So, if I were an Achaean soldier, say I were, I don't know, Odysseus. Get it? It's funny because it's my screen name. I could just kind of, wander through here, but like, oh, no, everything's fine, and attack! And I would be in. And then I would notice the city was abandoned because I haven't put anything in here except a couple skeletal horses and some Zoidbergs. Wait, were the Zoidbergs still there? They better still be there. I'm going to be very sad. Yes, Zoidberg's still there. Okay. So I need a way to make this gate look closed. Ow! I'm an excellent flyer. Never you mind. I need it to be closed, but still look like a gate. So that's what I'm going to be working on for a while. And I'm probably going to do that off camera because it's going to be a lot of put it up, take it down, put it up, take it down. It's going to get really annoying really fast for everyone, including me. I can't tell you how many times I put this up, took it down, put it up, take it down, put it up, take it down before I landed on this. And I'm still not 100% sure that that's all I'm going to do with it. Who else is... yeah, okay. Originally, though, this horse that was so graciously gifted to me, and that may have sounded facetious, but it really wasn't. Minus the chicken jockey here. I'm gonna turn if you weren't so majestic, I would turn you into lava chicken. But you're too majestic. La 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 lava chicken. Steve Lava Chicken, I can't sing the next part, even though it was in a kid's movie. Okay, so this horse, at first I thought this is way too big. There's no way. And then I remembered that the whole purpose of them building the horse large was it needed to be larger than the gate. So what they wanted to do was not just let the Trojans. The point wasn't just have the Trojans open the gate and pull the horse in and be like, "Hooray! Okay, everything's fine." The point was to actually make them take down part of this gate. So in the Iliad or the not the Iliad or the Odyssey, actually, it doesn't happen in either of them. In the post Homeric writings, the way that this is taken in is by taking off this top section of the gate. So they had to actually take down the stone and pull the horsey through, and then they would have had to rebuild this, which meant that if the top part of the gate wasn't there, there was nothing for the doors to connect to, which meant that it was left open. Which meant that when all the soldiers, I mean, because there were like 20 people or something inside the horse, right? There's not that many. They're not going to come in here to a city full of seasoned 11 right now because that's all the barracks I have. But they were going to come in here to a city full of seasoned um, soldiers, and 20 of them take them out, right? It's just not going to happen. As great as these heroes were, and there were a lot of mythic level fighters in there, according to the story, they're not going to be able to take out an entire city. The point was for the Achaeans, the others, to take their ships and sail over the horizon, right? So off over the horizon, and then this would get drug in there, and once it was in there, they would sail back, and the soldiers in here had immediate objectives to go to. They would come to the gate and knock out the guards that could call for backup. Some went to secure Helen. One went to take out the remaining brothers of Hector, which the primary one at this point would have been Paris or Alexander, depending on which name you want to use for him, because both were fine. To find Priam, all that stuff. But their primary goal was to get rid of the guards here and to secure Helen before anybody knew they were here. And then once these guards were gone, these soldiers that came back up over the horizon on the ships, when everybody in here is drunk and partying and being like, "Woo, we won, we're the greatest," these guys come back up over. These guys have secured Helen, and then they storm the city and they torch it and do all the nasty things that happen in war. And despite its best efforts, Sir Floofington II was unable to hold off their advance. He did his. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You did your best. You tried. You failed miserably, but you tried. And for that, you may maintain your title of nobility. Anyway, so I'm talking to a cat. They would have come through here and just wiped this place out. And then Aeneas would have been like, sneak, 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 out the back. And he would go on to found what would become the city of Rome eventually, which I've always found interesting. That the Romans, it was a method of tracing their lineage back to Zeus, but the fact that they chose to decide that their lineage was from the losers of the Trojan War, it's a little strange. So, yeah. All right. Well, that is a thorough update on everything I'm doing, and like I said, I'm going to uh, be working on this gate. But please, if anyone has any ideas how to do what I'm asking for with this gate, please let me know. I will post this VOD on YouTube before too long, and just leave it in the comments. Tell me how to make this thing look less stupid, and I would greatly appreciate it. That would be fantastic, because I don't know how, and I don't want it to look incredibly dumb. Okay, whoa, you can. I don't know what I just did there. Hold on. Click and all right. But in the meantime, I think that there is someone that is currently streaming that if I can remember how to do this. I don't remember their full name. What is their full name? Edward Anthology. Anthology? Why would I think Anthology was a name? Is that your full? Here, I'm just. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and send over to Puppy's Tummies because she's far more entertaining than I am. And if I put the command in wrong, I apologize. Let's find out. Go. All right, the raid has been initiated. I will see you all later. Thank you so much for paying attention, or at least for having me on in the background. Hopefully, I'm entertaining. Bye.